Clean Energy, harvesting the seeds for a better future in Illinois.
Also brought to you by
Whitful's Hybrids and your local Whitful's Hybrids seed dealer.
Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton,
where you'll find the official truck of the Combine Reports, the 2025 Chevy Silverado.
Along with the Macon County Farm Bureau, AAK Mechanical, Peterson Insurance,
State Bank of Beeman,
Illinois Corn Marketing Board, Farm Credit Illinois, Maroa Ag, the McLean County Farm Bureau, Nancy Metal, and Beck's Hybrids, and the area's Beck's Hybrid seed dealers.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest on the Zoom call today is Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch. Mr. Mayor, good morning. How are you today?
Doing good, Seth. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for asking, and thanks for making time for us as always. I know you were out and active yesterday, rallying with the folks of Logan Correction Center as that war and that battle continues on. Tell us about your happenings yesterday.
Yeah, so that issue does linger on with Logan, and we're still waiting, to hear what the governor's office is going to do. But yesterday's rally was really more about the safety of the staff that works out there. There have been contacts that the staff has unfortunately had regarding things such as mail coming into the facility that is laced with fentanyl and drugs and things like that. And so in the interest of trying to, keep communications open for those that are out there, it seems that some of the staff has been put in harm's way. And so it's really, I was out there to show my support for those individuals who are trying to call attention to that as a really important topic.
Yeah, I had talked with Senator Turner a while back, and that was something she mentioned was starting to become an issue. And I'm sure it's not just exclusive to Logan Correction Center. I'm sure it's happening at correction centers across the state. So very good. Do we know just in that just kind of under that umbrella in general, Mr. Mayor? What's the latest with Logan Correction Center and that looming decision that you're waiting on?
Yeah, I mean, that is the question. We still have not heard anything from the governor's office about what the future of Logan looks like. I know that we'll continue to work with AFSCME and Senator Turner and Representative Howder to fight to keep Logan here as hard as we can. And once we hear more, we'll share it, but more than likely, we'll all find out together. That's the way it seems things have gone.
Yep, for sure. Well, hopefully a decision comes sooner than later. I mean, I know you folks have been waiting for some time on that.
Yep, we are. We're patiently waiting, or impatiently, I guess you could say at this point. So
yeah, it's really dragging on at this point for sure. Very good. Well, Mr. Mayor, anything else on Logan Correction? Anything we haven't touched on that you want to put out there in terms of just that the latest there? How about that?
No, I would just say keep those individuals in your thoughts, and we'll continue to advocate for those who are working hard, the members of our community that put themselves in harm's way working in those facilities day in and day out, and hope we get some resolution soon.
Sure. When we caught up last, you were kind of right off the heels of a massive fire in downtown Lincoln, and it sounds like discussions about not just that incident, but what to do with that building are starting to kind of take shape. What's happening there, Mr. Mayor? What can you tell us?
Yeah, council met this week and had a conversation about that. Really, the focus of that conversation for me, anyways, was safety, the safety of our community. That building that caught on fire, it's currently in bad shape, at least on the top levels. The facade facing Sangamon Street has fallen into the street, and we fear that the side that faces Pulaski could have the same thing happen. And so in the interest of public safety, the council had a discussion about how we can address that and the costs involved to do that.
Mm-hmm. What's the future of that building? I mean, have you been able to do much in the way of inspecting it? Has there been much in the way of figuring out what is next for that building and that structure?
Yeah, code enforcement, I know that they're working on those topics. Really for us right now, though, we're just trying to figure out how to address the safety issues of that particular property.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we have our roads that are closed as a result of that. And so we're trying to get the roads open back up. But more importantly than anything, we just absolutely do not want somebody walking by getting hit with a brick falling off of there or the whole wall coming down. There are still people that move about through that part of town.
Can you close off those sidewalks? I mean, I know it's not ideal to have someone cross the street and, go to the sidewalk across the street or just walk along the side of the road. But, gosh, the alternative is is what you just described. Yeah. Have you done anything like that?
We have. We've taken extreme measures to block off the road, to block off the sidewalk, and put barricades, basically telling people to stay out. But the unfortunate part is, unless somebody is there manning the barricade, it's just human nature that some people will walk around barricades. I say that from experience because we put up barricades for many events in our community, and some people do not heed the warnings that those barricades are intended to provide. So, we're going to continue to do our best to make that a quarantined area of the community and just ask the public to stay out of there.
How about the cost that the city could have to incur on this thing, Mr. Mayor? What are those numbers at all coming in on this?
Yeah, that was part of the discussion this week. Was we got some RFPs in, some bids that were received on what it would cost to address those buildings, at least that one, and bring it down. And we're looking somewhere around $200,000 to do that. It's a very substantial amount of money for our community to have to spend.
And you probably don't have it just sitting around, right?
Well, we've come up with what we feel is a viable solution to pay for that. And essentially what that would mean if council approves is borrowing money from our enterprise sewer fund, which is very healthy at this point because we've been fiscally responsible. And then we passed a resolution that essentially says if we borrow from that we have to pay back a minimum of $25,000 a year at 0% interest or whatever that amount is that we borrow. So, I think the bid that's going to go on the agenda for next week is $210,000. And it'll take a little over 8 years to pay that back if the council decides to go in that direction.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't, I didn't think that, I'm surprised to hear that, I figured something like that, you could maybe move money around and find it in the budget. So that's surprising to hear. Or am I just kind of not thinking straight, I guess, if you will?
No, you're right. I mean, this option that we came up with really was to avoid having to take that amount of money out of our general fund.
Okay.
So our operating expenses. So it's an alternate account that we have. So when people pay sewer bills and things of that nature, that's one of the revenue streams that goes into that fund. And this would qualify based on a resolution we passed as an acceptable use based on what we're told. So that's the avenue that we're exploring in that measure. And it also allows us to absorb that cost a little bit more over time rather than to have to pay it all at once.
Right.
And so I think that's why that solution is more palatable than just a withdrawal from the general fund.
Yeah. Now, I don't remember how those buildings in that area of town kind of stack up, Mr. Mayor. Like you'll have some that are, it's just kind of one long, structure. Is that building connected to the building next to it? Is there a little space in there? Like how much maneuvering are crews going to have to do to bring that down, if that makes sense?
Yeah, they do share a common wall with some of the other buildings there.
Okay.
And so that was one of the things that was in the bids that we received, was how they're going to address those type of issues. And there was a company that showed up and they spoke at the council meeting, and per them, and we still don't know, the council will decide ultimately who gets the bid, but that particular company said they actually do that removal on those common walls that are shared by hand to ensure that the structural integrity is not compromised. And so comforting to hear that, because we certainly don't want to lose any more buildings than we have to.
Yeah. Now, I know you and I talked the last time, discussing the lower level integrity of that building. Have you been able to inspect that? And if you bring it down, will the whole structure come down, or just like the upper part of the building? Can you speak to that, Mr. Mayor?
Actually, I don't have the answers on those particular questions. I know that our code enforcement has looked at those buildings, and I believe that those who made bids did so based on their experience and the current condition. It will remain to be seen, but it does sound like at least for that one at 129 Sangamon, that'll be a complete tear down.
Wow. Did we ever get a cause of fire on this, or a cause on this?
I have not received anything stating the cause.
Oh, interesting. Mr. Mayor, anything on that conversation we didn't get to?
No. Nope.
If just real fast, it sounds like you'll get the bids next at your next council meeting, approve those. When do you hope to see kind of crews out there begin their work?
If the council makes a decision next week on approving a bid, it'll be within 30 days that they get started. They'd like to actually get that down. We all would. We'd like to get that into a more safe condition prior to the end of the year, and especially with weather coming in, it's more ideal to get it done before snow starts falling and things of that nature.
Sooner the better, right?
Yep.
For sure. Mr. Mayor, let's break here, my friend. Come back with some more. Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch on the Zoom call with us this morning. More to come with the mayor on the morning show.
WHOW.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn slightly lower, beans lower at this hour, and wheat trading double-digit lower. December corn down half a penny, 406 1/4. March corn down 3/4, 420 1/2. May corn 420 1/2, down 1/4. November beans 985 3/4, down 3. January beans down 4 1/2, 993 1/2. March beans 1006, down 3 3/4. December Chicago wheat 574 1/4, down 15 1/4. March wheat down 14 3/4, 594 3/4. December bean meal 318 even. That's down a dime. December bean oil 41.73, down 86 cents. Livestock market, October feeders 247.95, up $1.22. October live cattle 187.20, up 57 cents. December lean hogs 77.87, up 20 cents. Energy market, November crude oil down to $1.25, 69.42. Jim Taylor, RFD.
Baum Chevrolet Buick offers a full transportation options while giving you peace of mind. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton or Farmer City. This is what we strive to do each and every day. We'll listen to you, give you options for routine maintenance, major mechanical problems, or collision repairs with a staff that is knowledgeable to find the best option for you. Baum Chevrolet Buick, your full-service dealer. See us at BaumChevyBuick.com right from the start.
This month at Love It Once More Thrift Store in Clinton, you'll get 10% off your total purchase. This includes our fall decor and Halloween costumes. And Christmas is going to be sneaking into the store this month, too. This is Connie, reminding you to look for us on Facebook, Instagram, and DivaDailyNews.com.
Hi, this is Ryan Utterback with Utterback Real Estate. The crops are coming out, and it's time to invest.
Does that mean we're all getting crop dusted?
No, it means it's a good time to invest in farmland.
Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you...
And that's why you're the other Ryan.
Buying or selling farmland? Click their icon at DoItDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest on the Zoom call today, again, Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch. And Mr. Mayor, I know you were over here in Clinton, in fact, recently, meeting up with some other mayors at the Vault.
Yep.
First of all, what'd you think of the Vault? It's that's been a huge project that group has taken on.
Very cool place. I wish we had one like it in Lincoln.
No doubt. What were you doing there?
Senator Turner was hosting a breakfast with the mayors, so mayors throughout her district. We all got together and spent a little time just getting to know each other, and then listening to some presenters that were really focused on economic development and ways in which we could grow our communities and how their organizations could help. So it was a really good event.
Yeah. When you get together with your peers and other communities, what do you hope to pick up on? What's something you ask of other people that maybe you're hoping to find from them?
Well, we talk about things like grants and enterprise zones and TIF districts and things like that, really things that can be leveraged to entice and attract businesses to come to town. The grants, it's always a big thing. We're always looking for money that is available through grant programs that we can bring into our communities and utilize for whatever purpose, whether that be for improvements to the community, safety equipment for our staff, just things of that nature.
It seems like just kind of the way she operates, that Senator Turner is very active in speaking with folks like yourself and the leaders in the communities she serves. Is that what you've picked up on in her time serving Lincoln?
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Senator Turner and Representative Howder. I think they both do a great job representing Lincoln and Logan County. Their staff is always engaged with us, trying to keep us aware of what's going on in the state of Illinois and specifically in our districts. They help ensure that we are aware of things that we can take advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
And, Sally, she's actually from Logan County, and she worked here for many years and lives here.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just really great having Sally down here as a resource to help us.
No question. Very good. So, again, did you pick up on anything specific out of that? Anything you took back to Lincoln after that and said, hey, we're gonna try this out?
Well, one of the things, and I mentioned it again, was we were talking about grants. And one of the challenges is it's one thing to be able to apply for grants. But a lot of times when grants become available, they got very short windows.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be prepared and ready to go. Also, very experienced grant writers, that costs money for their time. And so one of the things that I thought was a really intriguing concept was, can communities pool resources together for people that specialize in grant writing to make our dollars go further and give us a better chance of getting grants? And so, that's something that I'd love to see us have conversations about in the future here in Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it could serve us well.
Not a bad idea. Mr. Mayor, we've got a few minutes yet still with you, sir. Let's wrap it up. What's been on your plate lately and kept you busy there in Lincoln? Anything going on you want to talk about?
I mean, we're just getting ready for the holidays. The Christmas parade's not far off. Thanksgiving is around the corner. We're bringing back lights on Woodlawn, things of that nature.
What's lights on Woodlawn?
So if you remember, and I know that you're from nearby here, we used to have lights down Woodlawn hanging on the poles. That was really, it just kind of showed our holiday spirit. And I can't remember the last time that happened. So that was one of the projects that I worked with Street and Alleys on and our administrative assistant to make sure that we can do that again this year. It required some planning and getting some electrical boxes and stuff hung up on the poles and brackets and stuff. But, that was a project that I was very passionate about. And thanks to the fine people that work for us, we're going to see that again. So
yeah, I'm having I'm having a bit of a moment. Which one is Woodlawn? I can't believe I'm asking you this. Oh my gosh.
It's just the main road that drives right through Lincoln.
Yeah, it starts like, yeah, okay. And
Yeah,
on the
where
light
RP
poles.
Lumber is, and Hardee's, and CVS, and Walgreens.
Wow, Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
holy cow! I can't believe I had to ask that. I'm so sorry.
You're gonna have to, yeah, you'll have to come on over. We'll refresh your memory.
Yeah,
We'll give you a
exactly
tour.
right. Exactly right. Oh man, Mr. Mayor, where do folks go to keep up with all things Lincoln, Illinois, and what you've got going on over there?
The best place is our tourism website, destinationlogancountyil.com.
Very good, Mr. Mayor. Always good to talk with you. We'll be in touch going forward. Thanks for making time for us as always.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch on the Zoom call with us here this morning. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Of course, we stream live online all the time at DeWittDailyNews.com. Network news comes your way next on the